Podcast City Network.
And good evening, everyone. You're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell podcast. My guest tonight is Indy pro wrestler Steven the Turtle Weiner, and we're going to be talking to him and see what he's up to and much, much more. We're going to talk wrestling. Let's have a good night, fans. Tune in right now. Steven, you're on the air. How are you?
Hello, Shellhead. It's good to be here. David C. Russell.
Yes.
I'm doing very good this evening, and I'm honored to be on this podcast.
Absolutely. It's a turtle power to be like mutinized by you, you know?
Thank you. I have a saying where I say it's time to shell up, so
yes.
I guess time for you to shell up and ask me the hot questions.
Yeah. Yes.
Do what Walter Cronkite used to do back in the day. I'm dating myself. I don't even know if I ever was old enough to watch a news broadcast with Walter Cronkite. I'm sorry if I seem distracted, but I'm doing double duty right now as while I'm communicating with you on this podcast. I am using, at the same time, while I'm talking to you by phone on my iPad,
yes,
courtesy of independentwrestling.tv, I am watching the 6th episode, a.k.a. the 10th anniversary of Beyond Wrestling Uncharted Territory.
Oh, wow. I got to check that out later. I heard that was supposed to be really good.
Yes, indeed. A lot of live streaming and over 7,500 hours of on-demand wrestling from over 100 different wrestling promotions.
Yeah,
I highly recommend it.
I've never gone to a Beyond show, but actually, I did attend one. Game Changer Wrestling had one in Howell, New Jersey, way back, and it was pretty cool. I enjoyed myself. Jonathan Gresham was in the ring, and he had a match, and a whole bunch of other guys were there. And my God, it was pretty good. It was really
Definitely one of my favorites, which we'll get into in a little bit.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked out the Beyond Wrestling show in a while, besides their weekly Wednesday shows on Uncharted Territory that run all the way to the end of July, they also have 2 live events coming up on Sunday, June 9th. They're going to be debuting in the greater Boston area, in Boston, as a matter of fact, at Faneuil Hall, and then their big event of the year on the last Sunday of July 28th, it's Americarana 2019. Already announced, Chris Dickinson versus Daisuke Sakamoto.
Oh, the Dirty Daddy. Oh, my God. Yes.
Yes, that's a match you don't want to miss. So if you want to check out that Beyond Wrestling show, I highly recommend that.
Yeah.
And I'll be there and hope to see you there.
Well, I'll probably watch it via the apps and all that, you know. But I would like to get out to a Beyond show in Massachusetts, and boy, they do a lot out there. It's crazy. They got a lot of good fun times and a lot of good talent, you know.
Yes, they do. Yeah, I highly credit them for the build of Steve the Turtle Weiner along with Jakara, which we'll get into a little bit. So I believe you have questions.
Questions are, let me just dig my folder up here. My podcast questions. What was like growing up wherever you were born?
Well, for those of you meeting me for the first time, allow me to introduce myself. I am Steven the Turtle Weiner. This past April, I officially became a 14-year veteran of the sport of professional wrestling. I was born on September 21st, 1983, from an area in Rhode Island called the Dockside of Providence, Rhode Island.
Ooh, Rhode Island, huh? I actually have family in Westerly, Rhode Island, actually. Westerly.
That's very interesting. One of the promotions I work for is called EPW, Eastern Pro Wrestling, and they don't run as often as they used to. As a matter of fact, the last event was this past January, and that's Bob Evans' promotion, by the way.
Yeah.
Brutal Bob Evans, the man who
trained me. Yes, fantastic guy.
they run out of the armory in Wimberley.
Oh wow! So that's my dad's side of the family. Yeah, all my cousins drove it in Rhode Island, Wesley, Mystic, Providence. All that area. It's great.
I bet you go to the Mystic Aquarium all the time.
Yes, I've been there many a times. We stay at the Holiday, the Hilton right across right there, right overlooking it. Yes.
I stayed there before, but I gotta check that out. If you or anyone in your family is a comic book fan, by the way, I highly recommend Sarge's Comics in New London, Connecticut, the largest comic book shop in southern New England.
Oh wow! I didn't. Ooh, I like that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's fun to venture off. I remember going to a comic store in Baltimore, right next to the Orioles Stadium.
Yes, so not however you spell Sergeant Slaughter.
Sarge, maggot. Sorry.
A-R-G-E.
Okay, maggot.
Comics.
Yes. Okay, maggot. Yes. Breaking out the old Sarge. Thank you.
Thank you.
You like that?
Yes, but what was it like growing up? Well,
yeah.
For me, growing up was probably what you would consider not normal because I was born. I'm autistic, and
that's okay. You know what, y'all? I'm special too, my friend. We're all special.
I'm absolutely. It's absolutely okay. Luckily I turned out years later. I was on the high end of the spectrum, but at the time, autism was just when I was born. Autism was just being discovered, and I was misdiagnosed with what I don't know. But when I was originally diagnosed, whoever the doctor was apparently told my parents that by the time I was either 16 or 21, I would be in a padded room wearing diapers and a straitjacket for the rest of my life.
Well,
needless to say, luckily that's not what happened.
No.
My father, my stepmother, and in a way my mother, definitely my mother, especially my father, my big father, made absolutely sure I got the best education possible, not just learning, but also to help me learn to be independent, which luckily to say I am. It took a while, but I learned to live by myself. I drive. I'm a wrestler, so
that's the 100% that makes you who you are, and I'm proud of what you do. I love what you do. I've never gone. I need to go to Chikara shows. I've never been yet. That's my bucket list. This summer I'm doing that. I'm going to a show.
I would highly recommend it. I currently am not on the active bar roster.
Yes.
But I highly recommend
just going
our show. If there's one event I highly recommend you check it out, it would be the King of Trios.
That's yes, those are fantastic. They're pretty.
It's the weekend of October this year. It's happening in October for the first time.
Yeah,
but it's a week before Columbus Day.
Right.
So the weekend of October.
Wow.
It's in Reading this year, but I highly recommend going. It's probably 3 of the best days of professional wrestling all year.
Yeah, I talk about it like I could even go back and talk about it, man. Larry Sweeney, there you go.
Oh, Larry.
God rest his soul. I know,
Larry Sweeney is someone I consider the first. We never wrestled, but he was the first person to really just help get my name out there. I highly credit the late, and I miss him every day. Here's an interesting fact. His famous phrase was 12 large, brother. He passed away 12 days before my anniversary date.
Oh, wow.
So I always make sure to give a shout out to him.
Yeah.
No matter how many years pass, I want to make sure that man is never forgotten, because I still believe to this day that if he had still been living to this day, at the very least, he would have been involved helping the next generation get ready. I could easily have seen him taking over the performance classes at the promo class of the performance.
Yeah, I got to see him actually at a local New Jersey a benefit show one time. He came to New Jersey, and he actually was a ring guy, and they used a pot and pan as the bell. So he was ringing that, and it was funny as hell, And also, of course, Ring of Honor. I've seen him a couple times at Ring of Honor shows as well. But my God, he's a man. He was great. The way that he.
I agree with you. I miss him every day.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the answer to that question. And since we're on the topic of my autism, I can answer your next question. At what age did I get into wrestling?
Yes.
Originally, when I was a kid, I don't know why, but I wasn't interested in wrestling. My dad wanted me to go, and I just
Mm-hmm.
I finally what got me in was seeing the Bushwhackers on television for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
My first pro wrestling event live was around when I turned 7 or 8. It was the last non-televised King of the Ring in 1991, where Bret Hart won for the first time
Mm-hmm.
in Providence, Rhode Island. So I'd say 8. I got into wrestling.
Oh, wow.
What promotions did I work for before Jakara?
Yes.
Well, I was trained by Brutal Bob Evans
Mm-hmm.
from Honor fame. He's the one who broke me into this business. Chris Benham, I also give credit to as well, along with all the people that now belong Slam Tech University, although Bob continues to train to this day with his Hang with Bob classes.
Yes, he does. He's everywhere. He's gone. Just got back from Denver, I think, Colorado.
As far as what promotions I worked for, when I first started, I actually started as a wrestler / referee.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as wrestling goes,
Yes.
I worked for Bob under the Slam Tech promotion as well as his EPW promotion.
Mm-hmm.
I worked for a promotion called Northeast, which is one word for N, Championship Wrestling, NCW, which I still work for to this day. And I'm actually coming up on my 15th year anniversary with them next year, I believe. I think I started in 2005.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started as a ring announcer, and I've been with them ever since. I'm currently a part of a faction called the Turtles in Time, with my tag team partner, Insane Dick Lane, who I highly recommend people check out. He's a fantastic wrestler. He's much better than I am, a better technician, and he's an amazing person. We also have another member of our stable who's called Curry Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we have a lovely lady that I dubbed Princess Pantyhose. Her name's Delilah Hayden.
Princess Pantyhose, I like that.
Because she wears pantyhose, and I have a fetish for them.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Yep. Like,
Great tights, but yeah. But anyhow, and then I got into Jakara when I learned about independent wrestling. When Figures Inc. used to be based in Rhode Island, they had a store there before they relocated down south. I don't know if they even have a place that people can actually go to, or they're just a warehouse now. But they used to have a store people could come into, and I bought Ring of Honor DVDs there, and eventually I learned about Jakara through the magazines. And the very first event I ever saw was the first Cybernetico when I became booked since. But I didn't know how to. I met a lot of the old Jakara people when at a promotion that the former music people, Ring of Honor, Wayne and Mary, I for the love of me, I cannot remember the last names. Wayne, Mary, if you're hearing this, I apologize. They used to run a promotion they only ran once a year called APW, and I only worked for them one time, but they invited me to come work basically the opening match for them, and I got to meet Larry Sweeney and Brody Lee before he became a truck driver and member of the Wyatt family, and Colin Delaney and Olsen and Jimmy Olsen, and I told him that I was going to be at the Jakara show the following week, and I showed up, and I got to do a tryout promo, and the rest is history.
Yeah, because you would wrestle like the Ant family, the armies, and this and that, and God, all these guys now, it's like it's a lot bigger now, There's a lot more names to them now,
Yes, indeed. But have I ever wrestled any legends? I can't answer. I teamed with A Doink the Clown before.
Okay, that works.
And I that's a broad question to ask.
I know.
I've wrestled a lot of people that are currently known in the world of wrestling. I would say, 11 years ago, I wrestled Brody Lee for Jakara. And I wrestled a lot of Jakara greats. As far as an actual legend that's been in the ring for 20 years, someone who's listening to this would have to point it out to me. But every person I've been in the ring with, you know what? There is a person I've been in the ring with, and unfortunately the match was never filmed.
Really?
Robbie Ellis.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I did have a match with the great Robbie Ellis. He was in town, and Bob booked me against him.
Oh, wow.
I'll be honest, it was a good match, but I'm kind of glad it wasn't on camera because it was the time I wrestled someone that older than me.
Yeah.
So I was very concerned that I'm proud to say that I've never injured anyone in wrestling.
Yeah.
I was worried that would have been the first time, but he was great.
Yeah.
He was great. What kind of... I like all kind of music.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're probably into anything. You love it all, like me. We're just mix it up. Just gotta mix it up, you know.
Yeah. Now, what wrestlers are my favorites? I try to stay even, Steven.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, Dick Lane is my favorite non-signed wrestler besides JT Dunn.
Yeah. JT, yeah, he's really good. I know, he's awesome.
Love David Starr.
Oh God, the product.
I love everyone. Independent wrestling. I support everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. I highly recommend anyone listening to this check out the Main State Posse. I would also recommend you guys check out Bullet Joe and my old tag team partner, the Giant Rob Arujo. They're great wrestlers. Let's see. Gotta give a shout out to Jordan Grace.
Oh, yes.
Wrestlers.
Yes.
Also, a fan of the Octopus, Jonathan Gresham. I stopped when he made his Madison Square Garden debut. That was one of my favorite moments this year, just being a fan and getting to see Ring of Honor and New Japan make their MSG debut.
I was going to say, how was that? I heard that was like huge. That was supposed to be really awesome.
That's something that'll stay in my mind for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to see two worlds, two different promotions collide in Madison Square Garden. Come on, where you don't, my friends were like, "You got to get to this. You got to go." But I was like, I'm gonna have to watch it because I have all the apps. I'm gonna watch it. That's something on my to-do list.
I currently need to catch up on my Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Try to Fala. I'm trying to pronounce his name right.
Fala, yeah. Fala, Baba, whatever his name. Yeah.
That's right. I'm trying to talk. Is up there, and LAX EYFBO.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that team is really one of those teams that they push themselves to the limit. They're awesome. They keep on going.
Yes, and NXT Cassius Ohno, absolutely one of my close friends. I miss him very much.
Mr. Christopher, yes.
Yeah. Also, I would like to say Seth Rollins and AJ Styles won me over. Daniel Bryan is one of the reasons I got into wrestling. Also, Briscoe brothers, definitely. The new Briscoes, the old Briscoes, got to give a shout out to.
Yes.
Yeah. I highly recommend watching wrestling from back in the day. You'd be surprised what you can find in the 70s and 80s.
I know. It's amazing.
Samoa Joe, definitely up there. And I think everyone needs a chance, that's all. So.
And all the new guys. A lot of these new talents that are coming in. There's a lot of new kids getting signed and talents that we just don't know, and just they're pushing them aside. Like that guy Leo Rush.
Also, I want to give a shout out. There was this bear named Boris I wrestled in a fight. No, I'm not making that up. When I returned to Interspecies Wrestling as part of WrestleMania weekend, I was going to say you were a part of the GCW collective weekend. Was a huge honor to be a part of.
I was watching that. I'm like, hey, this is what's happening to Steve? Oh no, here we go. But that's guy Boris, and I saw the other guys like this is chaotic. This is something,
I was expecting the reaction I got. The fans definitely. I didn't win, but the fans made that awesome for me, and I got to meet the next day Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret.
Oh, cool.
That's a YouTube channel I highly recommend everyone check out, and he's also a wrestling manager based out on the West Coast that I hope gets a shot on the East Coast soon. He's a very knowledgeable guy that I highly recommend people check out. Your wrestling promotion in some small way will be better just having him involved.
But yes, you got to be a part of that interspecies. And speaking of that, you know what? You're going to be going to Canada.
Yes.
My God, in July. What do you think of that, huh?
I'll get to that at the end of the podcast. Trust me. When I do all my plugs and stuff, I will talk about that.
All right. Okay.
But for now, all I'll say is my mind is still blown.
Yeah.
What do my friends and family think of me? They support me.
That's
They
what.
love-
Yeah.
they
I
support
was
me.
going to say supporting is the best thing.
They're happy that I get to be under the knife, and I hope and I'm sure they prefer me staying that way. I had originally contemplated stepping away at the end of next year, but after this, how I'm doing so far, and realizing that I'm not done.
You still have fuel in the fire. Yes.
Yeah, got more in the tank.
Yes.
I'm going to hit 15 next year, and I would like to shoot for 20, and then we'll see from there where I go.
Mm-hmm.
I got a few years left in me. I just don't know how many.
Right. You could do it. You could do it. You can do it, as Adam Sandler would say, right?
If I could pick any top indie wrestler to wrestle, who would it be and why? Well, I've wrestled JT Dunn, and I would wrestle him again because it's been many years, and he's one of my favorites. Dick Lane has become my best tag team partner ever, and one of my greatest rivals, so I would love to wrestle him. As far as someone I've yet to wrestle,
So many, I know.
but I know the answer to this. Four's my lucky number, so I'm going to give you 4. In no particular order. Cassius Ohno, Eddie Kingston. Let me think. You know what's in Pac, just for the challenge, and David Starr.
Okay. Those good picks right there anyway. All good wrestlers. Yes. Well.
Oh, and Mike Quackenbush.
Yes. Mike Quackenbush. Really inspired.
I love to team with him, then stare across the ring with him, because even I don't think I'd be able to counter 1,000 holds.
No. I mean, my God. I mean, just think about it. He was the creator, you know? He was the person who started. I remember seeing him like in the independent scene, you know, like JCW actually ran a show one time in Garfield, New Jersey. He was facing Eddie Kingston and another guy. I would Low Key was there too. I remember. My God, it was great. Like just to see him as a young kid wrestling, you know, before he come into the character and do all the serious wrestling, you know.
Yeah. So let's see. What is my current thought on the state of indie wrestling, and how it was in days past? It just evolved. It's more. What I see, people are more into the action than character based, but I believe character development is still alive and well, and I like what wrestling is going for right now. I don't think there's any danger in indie wrestling. It'll rise and continue to rise.
No, look at the promotions that are out there. I mean, you have Game Changer Wrestling, you still have CZ Dub, you still have Jakara, you have a lot of these IC Dub, you know, of course that, and IC Dub, and plenty of promotions, you know. There's still, you know, took over the world like Pro Wrestling Guerrilla did, you know. Like, think about it, you know.
Right. So what do I think of AEW?
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I see their first events first, but I don't forget they are still they have yet to completely unveil. And I'm very excited for Double or Nothing.
Yeah, that's going to be neat. It's really.
And that's all I'll say. I look forward to it, and I encourage everyone to at least check out everything leading up to September, October.
Yeah, I think it's going to be everybody's in for a treat. It's going to be something special, you know. Look at what look what they did at All In. Come on, huge crowd. They could pack that everywhere we go. You know, I'd like to see them go every state to state. You know.
So last question: what can we expect from Steve the Turtle Weiner in 2019 and beyond? To say that I've been overwhelmed by my reassert reemergence this year.
Yeah.
And I would say you'll see more of me and the Turtles in time in NCW. Hopefully we'll finally win some gold this year. I'd love to return to Jakarta at some point. If you guys know where to find me, if you want to book me, and of course the big news, which I never thought would happen, is I'm going to compete internationally in July.
I know. Pizza party.
My Canada debut on July 13th when Interspecies Wrestling in Kanawaki, Quebec, Canada, for School Summer 2019. I don't know who I'm going to wrestle, Shellhead, but I'm presenting the first ever Turtle Power Pizza Party. I want to see at least 401 fans in it. I want our largest crowd ever in Kanawaki, Quebec. I encourage everyone to visit the respective Interspecies Wrestling websites to purchase your tickets. Definitely check out Interspecies Wrestling at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. But get your tickets now. It's time to shell up, and I can't wait to see you there. July 13th, that's a Saturday, the week after the 4th of July. And I cannot wait. And,
That's something special. That's like, wow. Yeah, I was like, when that news came out, you're like, oh, this is awesome. I'm glad I get to go somewhere and travel, That's like really, that's going to be neat.
Yeah, I'm flying myself out because I've never been to Canada before, so I don't know if I could actually drive in that country. And so it's 20 minutes from the airport, and that makes more sense than a 13-hour round trip. I would gladly do the drive.
Yes.
Another time, but for my first time,
Yeah. Do the fly and rent a car. Do the fly and rent a car. That's all.
To wrestle more this year.
Yeah.
And I love to wrestle more. I've only wrestled in 9 states. I love to take my 10th one. So promoters, if you're listening to this, please, if you're interested in having a autistic wrestling turtle on your promotion, hit me up. And that's all I have to say about that. So thank you for having me on this episode of your podcast, Shellhead. It's time for me to shell down. I got to go order some pizza, and thank you for having me on. I hope to be on again soon.
Hey, where can everybody reach Steven the Turtle at? On social media.
You have all the... Let me see. 1 second. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. You can reach me. You can find Interspecies Wrestling on Twitter at ISDub. You can find me at the Turtle Weiner on Instagram, I believe.
Yeah.
Facebook is Steven the Turtle Weiner. And I'm sorry, I should have been prepared for this.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right.
Twitter is Steve the Turtle. Instagram is the Turtle Weiner.
And not only, don't forget about your exclusive shirts that just came out, Steven.
Yes, you can find me at my Pro Wrestling Tee store.
Yeah, I like that new design. I'm gonna have to purchase one.
Please do, or hit me up. Thank you, and that's all I have to say on that.
All right, have a great night. Thank you for being on.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Fans, I want to say that was really awesome to hear from Steven the Turtle Weiner. Steven the Turtle Weiner, and he's excited for his schedule this year, his bookings. Like you said, he's off to Canada for ISW in July and much, much more. Stay tuned, fans, because you know what? He'll come back on a podcast, too. He's always welcome back to the studio. But up next, fans, we're going to be getting ready to do a podcast with Mr. Lawrence Zickerman. Zickerman, and stay tuned, fans, because we're going to be talking about some wrestling and much, much more. Tune in, fans. Thank you for listening. Have a good night. Also, fans, just a reminder, at tomorrow night, I will be talking to two guests on my show on the Deathmatch Wrestle podcast. I will be having from Kentucky Zone Wrestling, KZW, Indy, female indie pro wrestler Killer Kalen, and male indie wrestler from KZW, Repic. Stay tuned for that tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Fans, check that out. But right now, we're going to be switching things over to another podcast with Lauren Sickerman. We're going to be talking about Adrenaline Pro Wrestling and much, much more. Tune in, fans. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.
Hey, wrestling fans, I want to mention Collar and Elbow. Collar and Elbow was founded on traditional values of professional wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product intended to connect with people on an emotional level. A symbiotic relationship where one cannot flourish without the other. We strive to create a product that embodies our passion for professional wrestling expressed through street fashion. Visit collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code DeathmatchWrestlePodcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Collar and Elbow, where wrestling passion meets street fashion. You can find more Deathmatch Wrestle podcasts on the following social media. DeathmatchWrestle.com. Follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32 and on Facebook. Facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32. Find me on Podcast City Network at podcastcity.net. Facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share. And on Twitter at PodcastCityNet. You can hear Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.